Hey, how's it going? So the other day I was scrolling through my YouTube shorts and I came across an interesting short about Discords being hacked, and that inspired me to make this little video. So first let's go ahead and take a look at that short.
The owner of the Discord can get hacked. And here's how that happens. If you use Discord, chances are you don't enter your username and password every time you visit the site or open the app. And that's because once you authenticate, there's a little authentication token that exists on your computer which keeps you logged in. But if you can just tick the authentication token, then you can log in as that person without needing a password. If you can
So anyways, if you want to watch the rest of that short, I added the links in the description of this video, and it's also so as scary as that may seem, we can help mitigate some of those issues using Goodnight Bot. And what I'm hoping to do is just give a quick tutorial on Goodnight Bot and how to set it up on your Discord server. So Goodnight Bot was initially designed to protect NFT and crypto Discord communities, but you can use it to protect any kind of Discord server, and I definitely would recommend it. They offer a layer 2 Discord security bot, and they also allow you to set passwords for specific commands. They'll do password authentication, 2FA, which we will also go over, and then you can protect against links and webhooks. Yeah, so all that we'll go and look into for this tutorial. Now, just like any place in the internet, we should use caution, and Discord is no different. Discord makes it easy for anonymity, like to be anonymous and to impersonate others. Uh, Other users they can also send you malware and phishing scams, so it's good to be alert for those. And with the Goodnight Bot, you can set up anti-link to help prevent these kind of things. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it and add Goodnight Bot to our server. First thing you want to do is click on that button to add them into the server through their URL, which I will also provide in the description. Once you get to this page, you can select your existing server. For this tutorial, I'm going to use this server. I'm going to go ahead and click continue. And for now, I'll just give it these permissions here. I'm going to validate that I'm also human. Okay, so it should go to the Discord app. And if I go in here, I should see the Goodnight Bot got added into the server. All right. Okay, so now that we got the Goodnight Bot added to our server, we want to configure our roles a little bit according to the Goodnight Bot docs. So I'm going to go into the server settings and select the roles. And so here we can see the Goodnight Bot is above our other bot, which is good. We want Goodnight Bot to be the second highest. So how we're going to set it up, we're going to have a first role, which is going to be the cold account or the cold admin. And for good practices on Discord, what you want to do is have a cold account that you don't usually access. You only access it in a case where your server got hacked and you need to take over that server with the cold admin, which is also the owner will have the highest role to take that account back. And you got to make sure it's also above the Goodnight Bot role. So this one, we can give it the permissions of the administrator and then save the changes. Okay. And then below the Goodnight Bot, you can have other moderator bots. So we'll create another role called mod bots. And I guess I'll just give them like a gray. And Goodnight bot, I'll just set it to yellow color. Okay, we got the mod bots, and now I'm going to add another role for our staff. I'll just call them deckhands. We will set them to green here. We'll create another role for moderators, mods. We'll place them below the deckhands. And for the mod permissions, we will give them ability to ban, kick, and timeout members. Save. So with each role, you can adjust what kind of permissions they have. And since this is just a tutorial, I'm not going to go over the permissions for each role. And then below the mods, we will have our other members, right? So everybody else, we can have them. Any other members, you can just put them beneath the mod role. So once you have that all set up, save the changes, and then we can go ahead and set up Goodnight Bot. If you are interested in looking into the cold admin role, there is documentation on Goodnight Bot, and I will also link that in the description. Okay, so now we have all our roles set up. Let's go ahead and get Goodnight Bot configured. The Goodnight Bot commands uses this slash here. So once you enter this slash, you can see all of the different commands that are available for Goodnight Bot. And we're going to be going through a few of them. The first one you want to do is the setup command here. So I'll go ahead and get that created. And so what Goodnight Bot is going to do is it's going to create admin channels and a log channel. So anytime there's user activity that seems suspicious, it's going to be logged in the Goodnight logs. And the Goodnight admin and specific users will be able to see what's happening there. So I'm going to go ahead and auto create those channels, and we can see here it created the Goodnight admin and the Goodnight logs here. I'm going to go ahead and continue this setup, and for now we're going to do a password setup. I'll go over the one-time token and the 2FA. I think the easiest one to do is the one-time token. Sometimes you might forget your password. The 2FA includes the both password and one-time token. So we'll go over those. For now, we're going to just do a password. I'm going to just do a fake password. Dark night at 8. Okay. I'm going to delete this user and server after this. So I'm going to go ahead and continue the setup. Here we can choose the admin. This is where you probably want to set up your cold account to be the admin. For now, I'm just going to set myself up as that. Okay. Now, current Goodnight feed settings. We're going to make sure this is green, follow Goodnight updates. So if it's red, we're not going to get those updates. And then we're going to send it to the admin logs. No roles, submit that. Continue with the setup. Okay, and here you can see all the other things we can get set up. So permissions wizard, the anti-link, security, anti-webhook, and moderation. I believe the security is under the paid subscription. So we're going to be using the free version of this. And so they offer you a lot of things in the free version. And yeah, so here's the setup manager. After we get everything set up, now we can set more things up through the setup manager. So we got all these different options, the anti-link, permissions wizard. First one I'm going to do is set up the anti-links. All right, so once you select the anti-link option, you can turn it on by clicking on this button. It should go green. And then you can also click on the repost message, resend unapproved user message with a warning. And warning messages warn users when triggering an anti-link. Okay. Pro version we don't have access to. And you can also set up immunity options for different things like verified webhooks, verified bots, good night admins, and mods. Usually I don't just zero trust. So let's go ahead and submit the settings. And then continue here. Now that we have the anti-link configured, which we can see here through these green lights, we can use the manage link command. So if I use /link, we can see a link manager here. So click on this. And then we got to enter in that password we created. Let's see if I remember. Okay. So now we can select what links are allowed for our server. So if your server's meant to host a specific website, you can register it. So let's say I only want to allow GitHub, right? So let's HTTPS GitHub links. Submit. And then that should register the link here. Let's test it out. All right, so as the owner of the Discord channel, I should be able to send whatever links I want without issue, but let's say Abigail's going to help me and she's going to send a link to the same chat, and we're going to see if the Goodnight bot is going to warn us about it, or what actions it's going to take. All right, so it looks like she tried to send a link for Amazon.com, and it said, and Goodnight bot detected an unapproved link here. And it says, warning, unapproved links detected. Links included in this message have not been approved by the server, so visit at your own risk. And if you want to approve a message or deny a message, you should be able to go into right click on the message, go into apps, and you can approve the message or you can deny the message. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and deny the message to see what happens. And we can see here that it got denied. Only I can see this on the server. Everybody else will not be able to see that message. We can also look through the goodnight logs and see that an unapproved link was detected. We can also see that I set up this global link to only allow github.com. And here in the Goodnight admin, we can see we updated the anti-link as well. Now that we got the anti-link set up, we can set up the rest of the server. So I'm going to go ahead and run that setup command again. We're going to get all the options. The next part that I would like to look at is the permission wizard. And here we can assign mods to our server. So manage the permission wizard. Let's turn it on. Escalate temp roles. Allow temp roles for 5 minutes. Submit those settings. Okay. And now we can run a manage mods command here. And so let's make one of our users a mod. Okay. And what we're going to allow her to do is send links, kick members, ban members, time people out. The role option, no role. And you can give all permissions, remove all permissions. Let's go ahead and update that. I'm going to go ahead and now we'll see that she was also added to the server here. The next thing we can look into is the security one. So I'll do setup again. I believe the security option is under the premium version. So even if we select it, there's not much for us to choose. But let's go ahead and take a look. Select security server options. Help mitigate common attack types such as hack raids, nukes, and DM spam. Okay. So actually, they're going over what to do in bad situations. So we can run a panic command if our server gets taken over. This will lock down our server. We can also disable DMs and disable invites. Next thing we can look into is setting up an anti-webhook. Let's manage moderation first, just to go over it. Let's see. We can, block spam, block suspected spam, block severe profanity, block insults and slurs, block sexual content, block a lot of things. So I'm just gonna add them all. And no channel is going to be immune. Let's go ahead and submit those changes. No immune roles. But on this section, I'm just going to go over the webhook stuff. So we're going to go in the setup options and we're going to select the manage anti-webhook. I'm going to turn the anti-webhook on. No immunity options, so submit. So anti-webhook has been set up and now we can run this command, which is the webhook manager. I gotta enter my password again. Also, I forgot, I'm gonna show the one-time passcode and the two-factor authentication, so that's also gonna happen. Okay, so when we run that command to manage the webhooks, now will allow us to show, create, manage, and register, unregister our webhooks. If I try to create a webhook through the server settings, it will give us some issues. Actually, GoodnightBot will tell us that we should just do it through GoodnightBot. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and create a new webhook. We're going to create a secure webhook here, and it's going to give this link that we can use to add. What I'm going to do is add this into a GitHub repo. So I'm going to take that link and I'm going to put it in one of my GitHub repositories just to test it out. If anyone is interested on how I set up the webhook through GitHub, basically you just go to the GitHub repo settings and then you click on the webhook and you can add the following details to get the webhook added to your Discord repo as well. Now that I've added the approved webhook through GoodnightBot, I'm going to see if I can detect some GitHub actions. So let's see if I can cause some disturbance in the webhook. Okay, so there we can see the webhook was able to capture an action. All right, so now that we have a good overview of the webhooks, what I'm going to do is look at the password manage command, and here we can change the password if we need to update it. You need to enter the old password with and then your new password. Let's also look at the setup. If we go to setup again, and then we go to setup options, and we go to select password method. So here we have the password one-time token. If we select one-time token, submit the settings, they'll send you a QR code. With this QR code, you will scan it. So I'm just going to go ahead and scan it right now. And you want to open it up in an authenticator app. Let me scan this through the authenticator app. Okay. And then I want to verify the token. I believe it should be this one. 30210. Okay, so now we can authenticate with a one-time token, which is cool. That's actually the easiest way to use Goodnight Bot. So if you want a simple way to use Goodnight Bot, I would recommend setting that up because I usually tend to forget my password. And then you can do F2A, which is both. So you can do the one-time pass and your password. So if I set that up, it's apparently completed successfully. So let's test it out and see if I can go to Link Manager. Now it's going to ask for the password and then also the authenticator app. Let's make sure. All right, and that worked. Cool. Okay, so that was my video on the Goodnight Bot, and if you want to protect your servers, you should look into downloading Goodnight Bot on your server and setting it up. I hope this tutorial helped you and helped you become more aware of how you can protect yourself on Discord. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe and also comment. And thank you for watching. See you next time.